Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that takes the lead in today's edition for Monday, 3rd February 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Trinidad and Tobago's top cop has been released without being charged after 2 days of intensive interrogation. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. Senior Counsel Pamela Elder says the arrest of Police Commissioner Erla Harewood Christopher was outrageous. She questioned who the senior officer was who ordered the arrest of Harewood Christopher. Certain aspects of that interview were unfair to the commissioner, Elder told the media. At around sunset on Saturday, Christopher was released from police custody without charge on the reported orders of the Director of Public Prosecutions, Roger Gaspard, SC. Her lawyer, Pamela Elder, SC, addressed the matter with members of the media after strictly advising her client not to answer any questions or say anything to the media. Take a listen, as published by CNC3 News.
I have advised her that though she wishes to speak, this is not the time. So if you have any questions, please direct them to me. What I would say that what happened here is an outrage. It is outrageous because the Commissioner of Police was questioned not as a person from whom the officers wanted information, but she was cautioned. And we all know, or we should know, that a caution is administered to a person against whom the officer has reasonable grounds to suspect the person has committed an offense. I sat through with my junior, Mr. Warner, the interview of the commissioner. And at the end of this interview, it was pellucidly clear that there was not one drop of evidence against the commissioner. So the burning question, which I would like answered, is who is the senior officer that authorized the arrest of the Commissioner of Police on material that did not establish grounds to suspect? And certain aspects of that interview were unfair to the commissioner. For example, I'll just give you one example. She was asked, or she was told, that the investigating officer had, and may I say here, it's rather odd that it was a very junior officer interrogating the Commissioner of Police. And I must commend the Commissioner for the calm that she displayed, her demeanor during that questioning. I want to salute her, and I want to assure the nation that they should maintain faith in their Commissioner of Police. She is a strong woman. Maintain faith in that office holder. Maintain faith also in the Director of Public Prosecutions, who was strong enough, I'll put it in very simple words, to tell the police officers, look, get away from here. Release the commissioner. So one wonders, what was the basis for the arrest? And this is what I keep asking. Why wasn't she questioned without an arrest? So I was on the, what point was I on? Sorry, I moved off. There are so many things I want to say. Oh yes, I was saying that during the questioning, she was told that the officers had evidence that she that other persons unlawfully procured the firearm ammunition. And the question I asked of the officer, who are the other persons? If you are telling my client that you have evidence that she and other persons did an unlawful act, fairness dictates that you identify the other persons. And the response of that officer was that he would not divulge the names of the other persons. Right? So again, I am very happy that the Director of Public Prosecution was able to see the lack of any evidence. I am very glad and happy that he shows that there is a true separation of powers existing in Trinidad and Tobago. And as I said, I want to know who orchestrated this. Was it designed to humiliate the Commissioner? Is there a hidden agenda somewhere there? These are questions which will be answered. But as her attorney, I would advise her that this matter not rest here.
So, Senior, you are at this time redress in some measure?
We have to sit and consider everything. As I said, she has endured the 2 days of questioning, and I think it's time she goes home and puts her head on her own pillow.
Senior, at this time, can we say that it's fair to say that the Commissioner has been released? No charges have been made against her?
Of course, no charges. If it were left to the police officers, she may have been charged. Because from the time you tell a person under caution, a person who you have cautioned, you start telling the person, I have evidence you did this, I have evidence. And we all know if you have evidence, you do not even question the person, you charge.
So at this moment, could you, Commissioner, return to her duties, especially with this public? What is the next step?
That will have to be discussed. We have to put pen to paper.
What was it like for your client, if you can, if she just a state of mind for the last 2 days? And, I know it must have been very difficult for her seeing this all playing out in the public as well. And you sit on an executive with officers that you thought you could trust.
Well, not only officers you thought you could trust, but officers that you believe had a certain degree of competencies. So as I said, it was traumatic for her, but she remained stoic throughout, and I commend her for that.
Is there anything the Commissioner would like to say?
No,
and I'm not sure about the task.
I have advised her not to speak, and if she speaks now, she will have to get another attorney.
Fair enough.
Okay, so could we be excused now? It has been a difficult period.
Economist Dr. Marlene Atz says the arrest of the Police Commissioner Earl Harewood Christopher can negatively impact Trinidad and Tobago's international image. Geisha Colasar Alonso has more in this edition of CNC3 Business Watch.
Trust in institutions is a fundamental pillar of economic growth and investment. Economist Dr. Marlene Atz says concerns about public confidence in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service already exist, and the arrest of Police Commissioner Earl Harewood Christopher, as confirmed by the police earlier today, only deepens these concerns.
From a business perspective, I think this development can add further uncertainty and unease in an environment where the government's ability to effectively manage law and order is already under scrutiny due to the rising crime rates that are affecting both business and daily life.
Further, she adds the rest of the top cop can tarnish this country's international image.
This current situation also presents a serious reputational risk for Trinidad and Tobago. The optics of the country's top law enforcement officer being questioned while we are under a state of emergency could well create perceptions of instability and disorder. International agencies, our trading partners, and credit rating agencies may view this as a negative risk factor in their assessments of our country's stability.
Dr. Atz adds that clear communication from the government is essential to reassure citizens, regional partners, and the global community that Trinidad and Tobago remains a stable and viable destination for business and investment.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
In other news, still out of Trinidad and Tobago, the police service there is optimistic that the state of emergency operations will continue to bear success. This, according to Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations Junior Benjamin, who says the TTPS continues to witness a reduction in crime. This TTT News item shares more.
As the first month of the state of emergency in Trinidad and Tobago comes to an end, Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations Junior Benjamin says that the TTPS has made significant progress. He said at least 1,813 operations were conducted across the country, leading to the arrest of over 1,400 persons. He also shared that there has been a 56% reduction in violent crimes, with 194 reported incidents compared to 943 in 2024.
We have seen a reduction in terms of our murders from 30 murders this year to 40, in comparison to 44 in 2024. And in 2023, we had well over 60 murders around the same time period. In terms of our wounding and shooting, we have 27 against 57 last year around this time, and sexual offenses 32 against 91. In terms of kidnapping, we have 7 compared to 11, and kidnapping for ransom 0 against 1.
In terms of robberies, there were 98 reported cases compared to 239 in 2024. DCP Benjamin said there has also been progress in firearm recovery and drug busts.
We have recovered thus far 70 firearms and also 1,490 assorted ammunition was also recovered. 159 kilograms of marijuana and a quantity of cocaine was also seized during this period.
And as it relates to gang-related homicides, there has been a 50% decrease. He is calling on members of the public to work with the TTPS for the continued success of the SOE operations.
We are of the firm opinion that if we continue along this course and with the help of the public, we can see a further reduction. Therefore, we want to encourage all law-abiding citizens to come on board, be a part of what we're doing. We need your support. If you see something, say something, and let us come together because crime is everybody's business.
And as we near our first major carnival event, the Junior Panorama Finals, Assistant Commissioner of Police for the Northwest District, Richard Smith, is reminding patrons that no firearms and alcohol will be allowed at the venue. Daniel John, TTT News.
U.S. President Donald Trump said Venezuela agreed to receive all Venezuelan illegal migrants captured in the United States and provide for their transportation back home. More in this Reuters news item.
U.S. President Donald Trump said on Saturday that Venezuela has agreed to receive all Venezuelan illegal migrants captured in the United States and pay for their transport. That includes gang members of Tren de Aragua, Trump said in a post on Truth Social. The Venezuelan government did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The announcement comes one day after White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Trump's envoy Richard Grenell was in Venezuela to work on this. Grenell on Friday made no comments on the gang members, but did say he was headed back to the United States with 6 American citizens. A surprise development after he met with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in Caracas. Grenell did not name the 6 men shown with him aboard an airplane in this photo he posted online. 4 of them were dressed in light blue outfits used by the Venezuelan prison system. Trump cheered the move in his own post. It is unclear exactly how many Americans were being held by Venezuela, but Venezuelan officials have spoken publicly of at least 9. Maduro's officials have accused most of them of terrorism and said some were high-level mercenaries. The Venezuelan government regularly accuses members of the opposition and foreign detainees of conspiring with the U.S. to commit terrorism. U.S. officials have always denied any plots. Maduro told officials in an annual speech to the judiciary late on Friday evening that the meeting between him and Grinnell had gone well.
Le decimos al presidente Donald Trump.
We tell President Trump that we've taken a first step, and hopefully it can be sustained. We want to maintain it.
The White House said Grinnell's visit does not mean the United States recognizes Maduro as Venezuela's legitimate leader. The meeting comes as Trump has kicked off a sweeping immigration crackdown pledging mass deportations. Some 600,000 Venezuelans in the United States were eligible for deportation reprieves granted by the previous administration. But U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said she would cut the duration of the protections.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.